Hey guys, it is Slashback Saturday again, and the theme that Joe TheH0RR0Man has set for us for this week is titled Hospital Set Slasher Movies. And the film I've chosen to review this week is titled Blood Night, The Legend of Mary Hatchet. And now this film stars Danielle Harris and Bill Moseley. And at the start of this film, a young girl one night inexplicably murders her parents. And because of this, she ends up being institutionalized in a mental hospital. And then 10 years after that, an event occurs that causes her to go on another murder spree, and she ends up killing everybody in the hospital, and then she ends up getting taken down by the police herself. But because of this, the kids in this local town have started a celebration called Blood Night to celebrate the night that all this went down, and the people try to ban it in the town, but it always seems to fail. And now this is like the 20th anniversary of Blood Night, and because of this, a group of kids decide to go to Mary Hatchet's grave with a Ouija board, and they want to hold a seance to summon the spirit. And it kind of stirs something up, and it kind of leads to their slaughter. This is a kind of interesting film. Now, Bill Moseley and Danielle Harris don't really have big roles in it, but they do have important roles in this film. Now, Bill Moseley's character is very similar to the Crazy Ralph character from the first two Friday the 13th films. They even wear similar clothing. But the thing is, instead of running around telling everybody they're doomed, he's actually friends with the kids. His character's name is, they call him, I think it's like a cemetery Gus or something like that, or graveyard Gus. And he drinks with the kids, he tells them ghost stories, and they kind of like him. And the thing is, after the cemetery seance, they go to one of the girls' houses to throw a house party to celebrate Blood Night, and that's where the killings start to happen. And film gets interesting because once the killings start to happen, the kids actually flee the house, and they end up going back to the abandoned mental hospital. And that's just kind of interesting because usually slasher films don't do that. They normally stay in with one setting, and there's a reason why they go back, and it has something to do with Graveyard Gus, but I won't get into that. Now, for the most part, most of the killings happen in the first 10 minutes and the last 30 minutes. And everything else in between is like the party, which kind of plays out like a teen sex comedy. And which was okay, but it was kind of dull after a while. Another thing too, most of these scenes at the party are shot in a group setting, so everybody was on screen at the same time, which was kind of weird for most of the stuff. But it actually kind of worked in the film's favor because of that, all the characters are kind of equal. Like no one's really stands out for the most part, and which kind of works in its favor. Another thing too, there was a kind of a weird reasoning behind the killings, and at first I actually missed it on my first time I watched this movie. But there's something like it's explained in the credits, and they go back to it later on in the film that I missed on my first viewing of this. I don't know how I missed it. And it's actually it could be considered offensive to female viewers. They'll know it when they see it if they've seen the film. But there's really good gore in this film. The middle was kind of a little bit sluggish with the teen sex comedy stuff. But the first 10 minutes and the last 30 minutes are quite watchable, and there's a lot of good fun in there. And in that, anyways. So there you go. That's my review of Blood Night, The Legend of Mary Hatchet. And as always, I'll put a link to Joe's review this week in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you all later.